Hello and welcome back! Today we're doing puzzle number 93 in the Fiendish Logic Puzzle book from Puzzle Baron and Stephen P. Ryder. This one's called Social Networking. We have 7 different people who have 7 different amounts of followers on, or friends, or connections on Facebook, LinkedIn, and as it is properly known, and shall never be called any other name, Twitter. And if we have time at the end of the video, I'll rant about why I think, well, you know what the new name is, and why I think it's the stupidest name for anything that's ever been. Although really, that's the crux of the argument right there, that it's stupid. Okay, number 1. The person with 707 Twitter followers has 10 more Facebook friends than Willis, who has the fewest Twitter followers. Look at that. An affirmative clue right off the bat. So Willis has the fewest Twitter followers. And if I wasn't clear, it's Twitter. It's not called anything else. I prefer my X's on a logic puzzle board. That's all I'll say about that. Okay. Now Willis, Mr. Lowest Twitter followers, has 10 less than 707. So let's do it here. Okay, so we are looking at increments of 10 for the Facebook followers, Facebook friends. I'm surprised they're using real social networks here. They didn't just make up something like friend face. All right, enough improvising. 707 is 10 more than 589, the least. Good. Oh wait, let me write down that relationship now. Number 2, the person with the most LinkedIn connections has more Facebook friends than the one with 599 Twitter followers. Okay. This one's getting a little confusing. Okay, so the most LinkedIn connections. So Mr. 80, well, I think these are all women. No, I guess Willis isn't a, so 84, Mr. 84 has more Facebook friends than the one with 599 Twitter. So 84 doesn't have 599. It also doesn't have the least amount of Facebook friends, and 599 can't have the most. Has to be less. Good. Number 3, of Yvonne, who I think we just saw in our last puzzle too. Yep, she's back from her shark studies and she's on the net, online, on social networks. Of Yvonne and whoever has 68 LinkedIn connections, so she is not 68. One has 790 Twitter followers, the other has 160 Facebook friends. So 790 does not have 160 Facebook friends. The person with the most Twitter followers has more Facebook friends than Margie. Okay, so Margie does not have the most Twitter followers. And Margie can't have the most Facebook either because someone has to have more than her. And the most Twitter followers can't have the least number of Facebook friends because it has to be more than at least one person. Okay. Number 5, the one with I lost my place. The one with 605 Twitter followers is either Sherry or the person with the most LinkedIn connections. All right. What else do we know about the most LinkedIn connections? Because I know we know something. So the 605 is either Sherry. So Sherry can't have the most LinkedIn connections. And the person with the most LinkedIn connections has more Facebook friends than the person with 599. You know, this is going to be like, I know we're not exactly ready to make a tree, but I'm going to roll the dice and I'm going to start off a tree because right now 605 is Sherry or 84 LinkedIn. And the person with the most LinkedIn connections has more Facebook friends than 599 twits. Number 6, of the person with 160 Facebook friends and whoever has 57 LinkedIn connections. One is Yvonne. The other has 707 Twitter followers. Now I know, we not only learned more about 707, but I'm sure Yvonne. Okay, so Yvonne here. Ooh, okay. Here Yvonne has to either have 790 Twitter followers or 160 Facebook friends. Here Yvonne has to have 57 LinkedIn connections or 160 Facebook friends. So let's think of it this way. Now, usually in these situations, we can pretty much just come to the conclusion that Yvonne has to have 160 Facebook friends. Because if she didn't, then here she'd have 57 LinkedIn, and here she would have to have 790 Twitter followers. But I suppose it is possible. That Yvonne has 790 Twitter followers and 57 LinkedIn connections. I suppose that is possible. I think it counts. I think it's time for a tree. I'll do this one in black. Yvonne has to either be 790 on Twitter or 160 on Facebook. And I'll do it down here, I guess. She also needs to be 160 on Facebook or 57 on LinkedIn. So basically she has to either be 160 Facebook or 790 on Twitter and 57 on LinkedIn. So until we figure out, but I mean, if I had to guess right around, and I don't, well, let's just keep going. We're not gonna guess. Okay. Number 7, the person with the most Facebook friends, that's 180, is either 50 or 68 LinkedIn connections. Number 8, the person with 130 Facebook friends is either the person with the most Twitter followers or Vicky. So Vicky doesn't have the most Twitter followers. Okay, number 9, Rosie has 10 more Facebook friends than the person with 707 Twitter followers. So look at that, she has 20 more than Willis. And then, of course, right there. Oh no, Rosie, not Vicky. Pardon me, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Of the person with 150 Facebook friends and Tina, one has 605 Twitter followers. The other has 68 LinkedIn connections. 68 and 605, was it? Okay. Have we heard anything about 68 LinkedIn connections? Okay. 68 LinkedIn connections has to be 150 Facebook friends, or Tina. And here it has to be 160 or 790. Huh. This is a hard one. I shouldn't have done this right before bed. Okay. Vicky has 10 more Facebook friends than the person with 59 LinkedIn connections. 10 is Vicky. Okay, Vicky has 10 more Facebook friends than 59. Vicky does not have 59. More. Oh wait, other way around. More. And if we look at these relationships, we see that 707 cannot be 59 because 10 more than 707 is Rosie, 10 more than 59 is Vicky. Number 12. Sherry has more than 50 LinkedIn connections, but not exactly 70. So Sherry is not 50 and not 70. Now Sherry... So 607, if we go back up to number 5, 605 has to either be the most LinkedIn connections, which is 84, or any amount that Sherry could be, right? So not 50, not 70. Number 13. Oh, and this is juicy because we want to know a lot about that one. The person with 160 Facebook friends has more than 50 LinkedIn connections and doesn't have exactly 670 Twitter followers. Not exactly the juiciest tidbit here. Well, not much that we know right now. So we'll just start back at the top. Number 1, the person with 707 Twitter followers has 10 more Facebook friends than Willis. Good. The person with the most LinkedIn connections, 84, has more Facebook friends than the person with 599 Twitter followers. More. Person with the most LinkedIn connections. And what else do we know about the person with the most LinkedIn connections? Okay, doesn't matter that much. Of Yvonne and whoever has 68 LinkedIn connections, one has 790 Twitter followers, and the other has 160 Facebook friends. Okay, the person with the most Twitter followers has more Facebook friends than Margie. The one with 605 Twitter followers is either Sherry or the person with the most LinkedIn connections. Okay, how about this? 130 Facebook friends has to either be Vicky. 130 has to either be Vicky or anyone who could have the most Twitter followers. So not Margie and not Willis. That's something. Rosie has 20 more than Willis. Okay, so 707 is 10 more, and then Rosie is 20 more. Good. All right, how about... Of the person with 160 Facebook friends and whoever has 57 LinkedIn connections, one is Yvonne, the other has 707 Twitter followers. That's interesting. Let's see. 60. Oh, wait. So Rosie can't be 707. Okay. So 160 Facebook friends must be Yvonne or whoever could be 707 Facebook followers, or Twitter followers. So not Rosie, not Willis. Yvonne or someone who could be 707. And Rosie is 10 more than 707. Willis is 10 less. Okay? Now, that means that 707 can't be 10 less than Rosie or 10 more than Willis. Right? Okay. Which means Rosie can't be here, right? Good. Willis is 10 less than that, right? All right, unfortunately there's no overlap with these two. Otherwise we'd be able to eliminate some more stuff. Right? Okay, so Rosie and Willis couldn't be here. That means couldn't be here. That means that Rosie couldn't be here, which means that Willis couldn't be here. Good. And if Willis couldn't be here, then couldn't be here, which means Rosie couldn't be here. Good. So now Rosie is 140 or 170. Where did I put this? 68. So 68 LinkedIn connections is 150 or Tina. It's also 160 or 790. I think, and that one too. Okay, how about this? Yvonne has to either have 790 Twitter followers or any amount of followers that the person with 160 Facebook friends could have. So she can't have 760 Facebook followers. By similar logic, Yvonne has to be 160 Facebook followers or any amount that 57 can have. So, not 180. Willis is the fewest Twitter followers, correct? Well, let me update that. So Tina, also the person with 150 Facebook friends, but we'll start with Tina, has to either have 68 LinkedIn connections or any amount that the 605 Twitter followers person can have. So not 50, not 70, right? 605. Okay, well, that's interesting, actually. So, Tina, also 150, but we'll start with Tina, has to have 68 LinkedIn connections or 605, which is either Sherry or the person with the most LinkedIn connections. Okay, we need another tree. We've got an arboretum here today. All right, so let's start with Tina. So, Tina is 605 in Twitter or 68. Now, 605 is either Sherry or 84. Obviously, if it's Tina, it can't be Sherry. So because of that, I'm going to say that Tina has to either be 68 LinkedIn or 84. Now, because let's say that the 150 was the 605, in that case, it could still be Sherry or it could be 84. But in Tina's case, it's either going to be the 605, in which case it wouldn't be Sherry, so it'd have to be the most. It has to be the 84, or it would be the 68. So Tina is 84 or 68. Okay, 605 can't be 180 because it doesn't line up. So the most Facebook friends has to either be the top 3 Twitter followers. Okay, the most Facebook. Anything else about those Facebook friends? Okay. Start back at the top. 707 has 10 more than Willis, who has the fewest number of Twitter followers. And it also is 10 less than Rosie. The person with the most LinkedIn connections has more Facebook friends than the person with 599 Twitter followers. Of Yvonne and whoever has 68 LinkedIn connections, one has 790 Twitter followers and the other has 160 Facebook friends. So 790 has to be 68 on LinkedIn, or however many LinkedIn. Oh no, that won't help. Never mind. The person with the most Twitter followers has more Facebook friends than Margie. The person with 605 Twitter followers is either Sherry or the person with the most LinkedIn connections. Of the person with 160 Facebook friends and whoever has 57 LinkedIn connections, one is Yvonne and the other has 707 Twitter followers. Well, 707 is pretty limited. Let's see. So it could be 160 or 130. And okay. The 68 LinkedIn connections is really annoying me because there's nothing to cross it out. You know, I was thinking maybe if I could prove that Willis couldn't be 68, then I could prove he can't be 150, and then we'd have it. Because we know Willis can't be 605, so if Willis couldn't be 68, well, let's prove that. Let's see. So 68. Oh. Oh, did I scare you, puppy? Scare you, puppy? Okay, I think I got it. All right. So 68 has to be either 790 or 160 Facebook friends. Willis can't be either of those two things because it's not 160 and he's not 790, so he can't be 68. Now we're getting somewhere because 150 Facebook friends has to either be 605, again, he's 589, or 68. We just proved he can't be 68, so he can't be 150. That gives us our Willis, which gives us our 707, which gives us our Rosie. That gives us our 589 as well. Lovely. Okay. Check off that one. All right. Okay. All right, let's take another look at Yvonne because never mind. Don't worry about Yvonne yet. Okay. The person with the most LinkedIn connections, 84, has more Facebook friends than the one with 599. 84 has more Facebook friends. Good. Okay, of Yvonne and whoever has 68 LinkedIn connections. One has 790 Twitter followers, the other has 160 Facebook friends. So 68 can't be here because it must be either 790, which it couldn't be, or 160. Okay. And then we can cross Tina off here because Tina has to either be 605 or 68. In fact, we have other things that we can cross out. Okay, so it's 68 and 605. Okay, so 68. Rosie is 140, not Tina. So 140 is Rosie, not Tina, and not 150, so it can't be 68. And same for 605? Yes. Because that's Rosie, not Tina, and not 105. So 130 is Sherry or Vicky? This one should be checked off. Vicky has 10 more Facebook friends than the person with 59. So we can cross that out. That means 59 is not 707. Oh. Okay, the most Twitter followers has more Facebook friends than Margie. Good. All right. So because of that, the person with the most Twitter followers, which is 804, right? Cannot be the person with 130 Facebook friends. So it must be Vicky. There we go. Vicky goes here. And that makes her 707. Right, because the most Twitter followers. The most Twitter followers has more Facebook friends than Margie. Well, yeah, and 130 had to either be Vicky or anyone who could be the most followers. So obviously Margie was right out. So 84 had to be more than that. And 120 was taken by Willis, so Margie couldn't be there either. Okay, good, that makes sense. Okay. All right, now we're really getting somewhere, because the person who has 707 Twitter followers does not have 160 Facebook friends, so it must be 57 LinkedIn connections. And that gives us our first full set. Vicky has 130 friends on Facebook, 57 connections on LinkedIn, and 707 followers on Twitter. And Yvonne has 160 Facebook friends. Okay. And if we jump back up a little bit, Yvonne has 160 Facebook friends. That means 790 Twitter followers goes with 768 LinkedIn. 790. Okay. Good. No. Okay, lovely. Okay, so 160 has more than 50 LinkedIn, but not exactly 70. Oh, pardon, I'm looking at the wrong one. Has more than 50, but not exactly 760. Okay, good. So we do have that. It's Sherry's the one who doesn't have exactly 70. Okay, so 68 LinkedIn connections is 790 Twitter followers. So Tina, also 150 Facebook friends, but we'll start with Tina, has either 605 or 790. Because now we have two in the same category. Look at this. I missed this. Vicky has 10 more Facebook friends than the person with 59 LinkedIn connections. So we have another complete set with Willis has 120 Facebook friends, 59 LinkedIn connections, and 589 Twitter followers. Okay. Okay. I think I have something. The person with the most Facebook friends has either 50 or 68 LinkedIn connections. But it looks like for 180 Facebook friends, the most can only be Sherry or Tina, and neither of those can be 50 LinkedIn. Therefore, it must be 68, whoever it is. So 68 is our answer. And we know 68 is 790 as well. Oh. Looks like I missed this. 605 is the only one that could be 150. Okay, so 150 is 605. That means Twitter is 60. Tina is 68. And 68 is here, the most. All right. Okay. So the person with the most Twitter followers has to have more Facebook friends than Margie. So here and there. So Margie can't be here because there's nothing more than that left. So Margie has to be here, 150. And let me fix that X up. Oh, great. So we have all of our people. Sherry, Tina. Okay. Okay, good progress. It would be nice if I actually cleaned up the board a little. Look at this. Okay, Sherry can't have 50, so 50 must be here with Rosie. Wait a minute. Sherry can't be 68. So that only leaves 65. This is going to go here, and this is going to go there. Great, we have all of our LinkedIn numbers. Most LinkedIn connections has more Facebook friends than 599. There we go. There we go. Okay, that should be everything. So Rosie has 140 Facebook friends, 50 LinkedIn connections, and 599 Twitter followers. Margie has 84 LinkedIn friends and 605 Twitter followers and 150 Facebook friends. Yvonne has 160 Facebook friends, 70 LinkedIn connections, and 804 Twitter followers. She has the most Twitter. Margie had the most LinkedIn. Sherry has 170 Facebook friends, 65 LinkedIn connections, and 760 Twitter followers. And Tina had the most Facebook friends, 180, with 68 LinkedIn connections and 790 followers on Twitter. All right, let's check those answers. Okay. I see Willis, Vicky, Rosie, Margie, Yvonne, Sherry, and Tina. Good. 59, 57, 50, 84, 70, 65, 68. Good. 589, 707, 599, 605, 804, 760, and 790. We got it. All right. So that started off a little rough because there were just so many numbers. But I think once we got into the groove of it, it went pretty smoothly. All right. I'm going to fill in the board really quick and use this extra time to thank you so much for watching. You know, I've never used Twitter. I probably won't now, but I never used. I'm not big on social media actually. Obviously I have a YouTube channel, but I just have an Instagram pretty much, and I've never used Twitter. But I still think that changing it from Twitter to X is just the worst name ever. Voila! Thanks for watching.